All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello to any replayers. If you're a replayer, don't forget you can still participate. You can tap on the screen for hearts. You can share the broadcast in NDT. And you can follow me on Twitter or Snapchat to ask me any questions that you may have, especially if you didn't get the chance to answer them. The broadcast. For everybody else, hello, good morning, and welcome to my daily broadcast on money habits. My name is joannazarach. I do a daily money habits broadcast at 10 a.m. Central Time to really emphasize the idea of creating a better money habit for everybody to help you accomplish your goals. And on Saturdays, I talk about success. And today, I want to talk about a very important piece when it comes to your money plan. And I feel like a lot of times, financial plans and just money plans and just getting your financial situation under control is a very it's a big task, right? There's just a lot of moving pieces, and there's a lot of parts. And so what happens a lot, and what I see, is people kind of achieve one thing. Like they'll it's so hard that they'll achieve one thing, and then it's just kind of like big sigh of relief because they just achieved that one thing, and then they just fall right back into their like lack of habits, really. And they just let go. They let go of the reins. Be it, if they maybe pay off a debt. They just kind of see financial accomplishment as these stepping stones. Hi, Carlos. And what I'm really encouraging people to do is to sort of take the success that you have with a financial goal that you accomplished and really build on it, right? So think about the discipline that it took, what changes did you make, and then just roll those behaviors right next into your next goal, right? Be more comprehensive when it comes to money and your financial planning. Hi, Tracy Riggs. And so really build on it, right? So build on momentum instead of seeing, hi, how are you? So instead of seeing instead of seeing money plans as like things you accomplish and then you just stop doing, like, oh, good, I paid off all my debt, now I'm home free. Really see a continuum of building blocks when it comes to finances. And so two things is, one is, when you do have mastery over some aspect of your financial life, ask yourself, what's next, right? Be curious about that next step at the next stage of your finances. And that's why I always focus people's attention on investing, because that's a place where your money can work for you, instead of just saying, okay, I have X amount of money just for my expenses or just to buy things. And you really just want you to build on your skills. So when you achieve financial success, don't see it as an end point, right? See it as the beginning of the next stage. Frequently, I talk about the sort of stages of financial independence and financial freedom. And the reason I also focus on that, because financial freedom can be something that's much closer to you versus retirement, which is much further away for people when it comes to the goal of investing. So I'm trying to tie back investing as a goal that can be more immediate. Because of, again, even this morning, I was reading an article on Personal Finance Blogger that talked about how difficult it is for us to sort of do things that our future self will benefit from. And the further your future self is away from your present self, the more difficult it is to make those trade-offs. That's why if you start focusing on the goal of saying, I want to be financially free or financial independent, that's a more immediate goal than like if you're in your 20s or 30s and you're saying, oh, retirement. Retirement's like really far away. And for some of us, there really isn't like a desire to retire. If you look at retirement, it was like when people were no longer able to work, they retired. And it was like they were, in poor health. And we have a different lifespan and different abilities. So I'm always encouraging people to think of like, how can you sort of have a sustainable work life that's not traditional. But anyway, financial freedom brings that goal much closer. And again, when you need motivation to keep going with your financial activities and your financial process and progress, make sure when you do have success to figure out what worked for you and replicate it, right? Don't see financial goals as just something you accomplish and then abandon. I want you to build on your money habits, whatever helped you get to that next stage and the next goal. See if you can build on it, right? Build on that skill, because what's going to happen, it's kind of like with exercise, right? So anyone who's ever gone like through sporadic times when they've gone to the gym, you get stronger, you get healthier, and something happens, or you achieve your goal, right? Like if you have a weight loss goal, or you have some sort of, some people work on towards like a competition. When you achieve it, a lot of people stop, right? Even if you're an athlete in high school and it was about seasons, right? And you finished, and a lot of people didn't maintain that workout, and you kind of started over every season. So it's very similar with money. When you're flexing your financial muscle, what I want you to do is to build on it, because if you let go of it, if you're like, oh great, I took care of it, I accomplished this big financial goal, and all of a sudden people stop exercising their financial muscle, and it's really hard to get back into it. And I know it because I've done it with finances as well, where there were times in my life where I just wasn't very attentive to it. And I can tell you from sort of looking at it retrospectively, I left a lot of money on the table, right? Like I let a lot of money go through my fingers because I was focusing on other things. And that's okay. You can acknowledge it, but know that if you're practicing a little bit, if you develop a money habit, you're going to be able to build on your own success, because financial money habits, they might be a little bit different for everybody. But if you're not practicing something around your money, you're going to have a really hard time, sustaining it. And so that's the message for today. Whatever success you have, think about what worked for you for that particular goal, and then continue doing it. Continue building on your momentum. It's really, really important to see this continuum on making financial progress. And I think that like we focus on certain types of goals, like debt repayment or credit repair even beforehand. And really, I want people to have a more of a continuum. And again, there's some things that you may not be ready for yet, but the skills that you pick up when you're accomplishing that first goal are going to be super important for you to build upon and to keep practicing. Again, whether it's just tracking your money, some people call it budgeting. I just call it tracking, like knowing where your money's going. Prioritizing, having a plan for money, especially when you're making extra income or additional income, making a plan for it. And then learning about, I always talk about the big five, right? So if you've solved the income equation, make sure you learn about taxes. Make sure then you progress towards investing. When you're making big purchases, really think about what it is that you're trading off when you're making a big purchase, what it is that you're buying. And of course, make sure you manage your risk. So thank you for anybody that joined. And by the way, if you have any questions around personal finance, your own situation, you can ask me here. Can ask me on Twitter, can ask me on Snapchat, and I love to have conversations. Locally, what I do in Chicago is I meet with people and just try to get an idea of what their financial situation is, and just kind of give them encouragement and support and a plan to be like, okay, here's where you're at, here are the next steps, because sometimes people just need a little bit of direction and guidance on where they need to go next. So hopefully you were able to get something out of it, and I'm here every day because I feel that strongly about developing money habits. And so I'll be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. What do I work? I do a couple of things. I'm a management consultant, so like majority of my life, I spent advising businesses, large corporations, on how to become more profitable. And I actually think applying a lot of business mindsets to your personal sort of household finances and how you run your life can be very effective. So I advise, do I have an office? I do have an office. I work from home a lot, but I have an office as well that I work out of. It's mostly like so I can have peace and quiet and just like have a space. I usually work with clients, so I work on site with my clients. I work at their offices. That's kind of my business model. So thanks a lot for joining and and continue developing those money habits. It's so important. If you just do aim to spend like 1 to 5 minutes every day just reflecting on something that's going on in your financial life. If you're developing a plan, if you're following through on a plan, whether you're tracking, budgeting, making an investment, making a decision, do something every single day. And I can tell you that you'll be in a better financial position after some time, just like exercise or a better diet or anything else that you do in life. If you do it consistently, you will be better off. So good luck with everything, and I'll be here tomorrow morning because I'm here 7 days a week, 10 a.m. Central Time, and to talk about money and giving a more insight into personal finance. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.